Hello, good morning. Um, I was going to touch on a bit of a touchy subject this morning, I think. And so if you're oversensitive, go away. Just kidding. If you're oversensitive, stay. Um, so we're doing a little reading this morning. I think I've got my glasses and my book and a little meditation. And I wanted to talk about, you know, this idea that we can or should forgive ourselves. And we've all done stuff that we have carried some guilt around. And so there's a common thing. I mean, I've heard it most of my adult life that, we should forgive ourselves and forgive others. And you know, and then there's another thought of that we should let it go, or accept it, or accept ourselves, or accept, and in a way, there's a piece of truth in all of that. I think that if we look at our transgressions, what we perceive to be our transgressions in the past, and say, gosh, I feel bad about that, and there's a process in our 12-step program to deal with that, to make an amend, which is helpful, and it helps us to see ourselves, and also to imagine that we've actually made an amend, or we have made an amend, and to amend means to change, and so we can lift the bonds that hold us because of something we've done. In some cases it's something huge. Maybe somebody has died because of us, or we've lost touch with our family because of our actions. And so there is, that step, the amends step. But what if also, and this is not a free ride ticket. This is just what if, especially in the area where we've been instructed to forgive others. What if there's nothing really to forgive them for, no matter what they did? It just was an opportunity for us to grow, to learn, to be compassionate. So many of the world are living in fear, and they're acting out of fear, and so we can accept them, but what if it's just perfect? What if there's nothing to forgive anybody for? And that the idea of forgiveness in some way, me forgiving you or you forgiving somebody, puts you in a victim position. Somebody done me wrong, so I have to forgive them. And so from our ego, we have judged an action as right or wrong. And from right or wrong, we then have to be thankful, grateful to them, or to be forgiving of them. And it's all in the ego scenario, all in the illusion. And because when we're living as one with our higher power, when we're living a God-conscious life, there's nothing out of place. Nothing. There are no mistakes. It's all just perfect. So just look at that, because we carry a lot of guilt often. And we carry a lot of guilt, and we were listening to a song this morning, just "Cats in the Cradle," and I forget who sang it. Cats in the cradle, silver spoon, little boy, man in the moon. That song, and it really has for many parents. I didn't do enough. Or it really does touch on a lot of heartstrings, that song, and based in right and wrong and good and bad and all of that. And, you know, here we are, just in the adventure park called life, ill-equipped, you know, believing that we are, you know, in the dualistic world. We believe it. We, you know, mind has decided that we are this thing. We are, you know, a man, we are a woman, we are good, we are bad, we are, you know, we've been told all these things, and so we've assimilated them, and this is who we've lived to be. And freedom is in this, you know, there's many ways to this freedom, but in the 12-step program, it's so clearly laid out, you know, and right away we were immersed in love. We go to a group, whether it's NACA, OA, SA, AA, we go to a group, and what's there is unconditional love. And that love lifts us out of our despair quickly, you know, and sometimes in the very beginning, all we can do is just go to a lot of those meetings and a lot of those groups, and we get lifted out. I don't care who you are, come, you know, and especially in this time when there seems to be a lot of, you know, emotional struggle, and people are turning to, you know, more drugs and alcohol and suicide and all that kind of stuff. I mean, come, hi Kaylee, come, and when you're in a meeting, you feel the love. You really do. You really do. You can just feel it. Bobby, do you want to close the door for me, bud? He's my brother. You can really, when you go to a meeting, you get lifted up. Thank you. I'm here looking after my brother in Campbell River. He had a heart attack, and he's recovering. And we're like two old, grumpy guys sometimes. It's interesting. Anyway, so feel the love. You go there and you get lifted up, you know. And I remember in my early days, in my early recovery, I couldn't even read the book. I was just pretty screwed up, you know, and I didn't know whether to, you know, I just didn't know anything. I was really, and I would go to 2 and 3 meetings a day because I was in such pain. I hadn't allowed myself to be in my body, you know. I hadn't allowed myself to feel. I had, and what I had done for a long, long time was numbed my feelings with alcohol and drugs, and whatever else I could get my hands on, you know, and rather than feeling and being here present in the moment and allowing myself to experience, you know, this. So I went to, like, sometimes I went to 2 or 3 meetings a day because I would get there and I would be literally, whatever was going on in my mind would disappear. And it was, you know, the beginning of consciousness. I just didn't realize it. The beginning of me, awareness of consciousness, you know. So anyway, whatever it is that you're feeling around guilt or shame or from your transgressions of the past or your shortcomings, the real magic is in the moment, you know. Yes, we can rationalize and say, well, it was good for me and it was good for them, and we all learned and all of that, but that's at that level. When we practice being here now, this relationship with this higher power with now, it disappears, it's gone. And it's gone. And fear goes. It's amazing. It's wow. So that's all I wanted to share with that. No victims. No victims. And as we become more conscious, we're way less likely to offend, because we're here, we're present. I think we're going to the 25th of November to do this reading. Hopefully you're still with us. 25th of November. 25th. There we go. All right. My gosh, just a month till Christmas. The thing about, I just want to share just for a minute, I just had a thought about Christmas. It is a time of forced giving, time of, we really have to come out and show our love for folks. It can be an emotional time. We built a lot of stories around it, and it's just another day. It really is. I always think at Christmas time, that it's something we made up, right? But it's a nice custom, and I've been in Asia at Christmas before, and it's interesting to recognize that these other cultures have no idea. So it's just something we made up in our culture, and it's another day, but it's a great day to go out and help and serve others. This year especially, we could literally spend the whole day on the phone calling people to say, hey, how you doing? And lots of that can happen today. If you're feeling, because we're now, many of us, staying home a lot, and probably some of us watching too much news, get on the phone, turn the TV off, get on the phone, and call a friend. And call people that aren't your friends, but or you haven't talked to in a long time, just to say, hey, how are you? What's happening? And listen, if they have a story to tell, listen. Visit with people that way. We've got FaceTime. We can, so it show our love, and it takes us out of ourselves to do that. Also, if you're in a recovery program, there's Zoom meetings everywhere, 24 hours a day. You can be on a Zoom AANACA meeting right now, 24 hours a day. You can be one in New York or Ireland or South Africa. I mean, there's Zoom meetings everywhere. Asia, and just do a little research and you can find it and join these meetings and get lifted up and lift others up. So get off watching the news or Facebook and reach out that way. It's available right now. Anyway, helping others is the key. Being there for others is the key. Okay, November 25th, AA, thought for the day. I'm not so envious of other people, he says, nor am I so jealous of other people's possessions or talents. When I was drinking, or not sober, down deep in fear and selfishness and self-centeredness, I was secretly full of jealousy and envy of people who could drink like gentlemen, who had the love and respect of their families, who lived a normal life and were accepted as equals by their fellows. I pretended to myself that I was as good as they were, but I knew it wasn't so. I pretended to myself that I was as good as they were, but I knew it wasn't so. Now, I don't have to be envious anymore. I try not to want what I don't deserve. Who's to say about those things, a judgment. That's, he's still many ways caught in the dualistic world. He has, sometimes this guy writes and he's clearly out of it. He's clearly in a way, in that God conscious place. So, but I think what he's trying to do is help people at a certain level and that are, he's giving advice and at that level. So, I pretended to myself that I was as good as they were, but I knew it wasn't so. And nobody's good or bad or better, superior or inferior. Now I don't have to be envious anymore. I try not to want what I don't deserve. I'm content with what I have earned by my efforts to live the right way. More power to those who have what I have not. At least I'm trying. Have I got rid of the poison of envy? Nice. Who is the I am? The I am, and I'm trying. I am trying. You know, we can live beyond that. We really can, in the moment. Meditation for the day. My soul is restless till it finds its rest in thee. My soul is restless till it finds its rest in thee. A river flows on until it loses itself in the sea. Our spirits long for rest in the Spirit of God. We yearn to realize a peace, a rest, a satisfaction that we have never found in the world or its pursuits. Some are not conscious of their need and shut the doors of their spirits against the Spirit of God. They are unable to have true peace. We yearn to realize, I'm going to read this again. Meditation for the day. My soul is restless till it finds its rest in thee. And that's, really what I've been saying. In the moment is thee. It's not a belief, it's an experience. And where many of us have fallen short is that we've been living in the belief in this higher power, in this peace, in this. And what I'm trying to encourage us all to do is to live in the experience of it. And it says, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps in the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, that is the 12th step. We give it away from there, having had a spiritual experience. So my soul is restless till it finds its rest in thee. That is the experience. A river flows on until it loses itself in the sea. And that's a great metaphor for what happens for us. We literally are, the ego self is lost in this sea of God, of higher power. Our spirits long for rest in the Spirit of God. Yes, we yearn to realize a peace, a rest, a satisfaction that we have never found in the world or our pursuits. So in the ego world of right and wrong and good and bad, we can't find that peace, in the dualistic world. We yearn to realize the peace, a rest, a satisfaction that we have never found in the world or its pursuits. Some are not conscious of their need, and that's that beautiful thing, and shut the doors of their spirits against the Spirit of God. So that's the work that we do in the 12-step program. Often people come because they're defeated, but they don't realize that that what's killing them is this separation from the moment, this separation from higher power and God. So they shut the door on the idea. They are unable to have true peace. So I don't think that anybody's outside of the reach of true peace, but I've certainly seen many who have taken their lives and missed the opportunity this time through. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may feel the divine unrest. I pray that my soul may find its rest in God. Beautiful. Nice. So great possibilities, and if you want to chat about it and talk about it, I'm available always for that. I never know how we're going to go. So let's meditate for a few minutes, And we're doing this. I've started doing this meditation with the reading and the talk because it seems that so many folks that I talk to are struggling with meditation. They're like, I'm not sure how to do that, David, And so we're gonna practice together a little bit, Usually I'm only taking you in for 5 or 10 minutes. So hopefully you have 5 or 10 minutes, and you can drop in with me. Hi, James Donald. Hey, buddy. So if you could close your eyes, just find a comfortable spot, maybe you have one of my little meditation stools. You could sit on that. It's designed so that your back is straight and it's perfectly designed so you can sit comfortably with a straight back. If you don't, find a chair like this one I'm in here. You can sit again, with the, so you don't have to be working to hold yourself up. Your feet on the floor, if you're sitting like I am. Just go into the breath. So as you settle down, and you just feel just the settling happening, and the tightness can flow out of your shoulders, and just let it all go. Just settle in with the breath. The breath brings us into the moment. There you go. So just watch your thoughts. Thoughts come up. The trick is to just let them go, or not pick them up. Just observe them. We observe our thinking and recognize that we're not our thoughts. But thoughts come and go, and if we don't attach any importance or any value to them, they just pass on. They just pass on. And so thoughts are literally like the river flowing by, or like the clouds in the sky. And, the sky's full of millions of clouds, and they just keep moving, and they appear and they disappear, and so just think of our thoughts just like that. Just let them go. Nothing to do for the next 3 to 7 minutes. Just sit and be here in this space. If there's noises around, just include them. If you hear sounds, just include them. You're watching your thoughts. When one comes, if you get caught on it, you get hooked on it, you get attached to it, just come back to the breath. Just leave all of our preconceived ideas behind, all of our beliefs behind. Just, you can pick them up later. You'll still be you. Surrender into this moment. Sometimes if I struggle a bit with thoughts, I just go to thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A million thank yous. Not for anything in particular. Sometimes I just drop into thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. meditator or not a regular meditator, hopefully you enjoy this dropping in. Come back anytime. Thank you. Appreciate you. Love you. Imagine if we are one with all, then we are one. There's truly no separation. We're created from consciousness. We are consciousness. We are the same consciousness. We are the same. We are one. We are love. And as we surrender the beliefs, conditioned ideas, story that we have about ourselves, we drop more and more into the oneness. It's a natural state. Unconditional love and beyond. You are the one. Thank you. Love you, and I love you, I love me. Because there is no you or me, in a way. Play with that. Okay. Talk soon.